Look, I know, it's almost the end of January, and I'm here laying out my New Year's resolutions. Let me be, alright? I've never really done New Year's resolutions in the past, simply because I don't see the point in doing so, or actually more so because New Year's resolutions often get such a bad rep. Many people set goals for themselves which they don't end up sticking to simply because of their lack of discipline. And something I've been telling a lot of people recently is that in order for you to achieve a goal of yours, you need to have the grit and discipline to follow through. Don't get me wrong, conviction is good, but if you are reliant on conviction alone, you are not going to get anywhere because conviction will eventually die off. In order to achieve a goal, or rather a long-term goal, you need the discipline and grit to work towards it. So what I did over here is that I categorized my goals into 5 main headers. So we have personal goals, spiritual goals, relationship goals, professional/academic goals, as well as health and fitness goals. And I thought I'd just run you through some of the goals I have written down. For personal goals, one of the main priorities of 2026 is to consume less content and create more despite the outcome, which is something I mentioned I think in the last video. Obviously, I want to improve and hone my communication and articulation skills because that is inevitably a lifelong skill which is especially valuable in the 21st century. I also need to take accountability for my mistakes. I'm a pretty stubborn person, so I don't really like listening to people, especially if I feel that I'm right. So this year, I definitely want to take accountability when it's due. Obviously not for the sake of it, right? Because a lot of the times when I feel like I'm right, I am right. Okay, that's just my pride kicking in. But my point is, I want to take accountability when it's due. And obviously to build emotional intelligence, which is a very important character trait in today's society and something that I feel like I am lacking. Spiritual goals, I want to intentionally spend more time in prayer and scripture. I feel like I didn't read the Bible enough in 2025. So I want to make it one of my priorities this year. So I actually embarked on a plan within the Bible app, which breaks down scripture into bite-sized devotionals over the span of an entire year. So each day they'll have a reading from the Old Testament, reading from the New Testament, and a psalm. So I think that's a really good way to start reading the Bible. I actually did one of those in 2024. But this year, my goal is to kind of understand scripture better and live out a more godly lifestyle. Definitely want to attend church fortnightly or at least once a month. Reason why I say fortnightly and not weekly is because I've not been going to church very often and I don't want to set unrealistic goals for myself because that defeats the whole purpose of setting New Year's resolutions. So which is why this goal is relatively low hanging. And obviously I want to use social media to kind of spread the gospel and evangelize, but I also want to at the same time evangelize to my friends because I feel like in 2025 I held back a lot in terms of sharing the gospel and evangelizing to my friends simply because of fear. And so that's something I kind of want to work on in 2026. It's a work in progress. It's not something you'll achieve in a year. So I don't expect myself to, be a pro at it at the end of the year. But it's just something I kind of want to work on. In terms of relationship goals, I want to engage in more productive conversations with my friends and loved ones and be intentional with having those difficult conversations. Again, this is a work in progress. It's not an easy thing to do, but I want to kind of be more intentional in cultivating this sort of habit. In terms of professional and academic goals, I want to find ways to kind of monetize whatever I'm doing. Obviously, like I said, I want to create more content, and so hopefully through that I can impact a particular group of people and find a way to monetize that. I also want to strike a balance between work and play. Obviously very difficult in 2026 also, but I want to be more intentional in that too. In terms of health and wellness goals, I want to become a more all-rounded individual, and by that I want to prioritize strength training and endurance training. So I want to build strength, build muscle mass, because I think I'm a pretty weak and skinny person, and I obviously want to improve my endurance so that I could partake in more endurance-based events, running events, right? Because I'm not exactly a very fit person. Like I always say, I run as a hobby and as a recreational activity. I kind of go to the gym as a recreational activity, but I obviously want to try to put on some muscle mass and be more intentional as a whole. Since it's an e-learning slash work from home kind of day for me, I spent my morning setting my New Year's resolutions and also rehearsing a little bit for my presentation tomorrow. I'm along Upper Thompson Road right now. I'm gonna head to a cafe and sit down and get some more work done. There are a few cafes along this stretch which I want to kind of try out. One of them is plain vanilla. I think we just opened. I'm gonna go take a look and gonna find a cafe to go grab a coffee at. Today is one of those days where I was in school for about an hour or so for a presentation and then came straight home. It's currently only, I think, 11:20. I'm already back home. I'm gonna spend the rest of the day completing some work and editing the vlog that just went up. Might go for a run in the afternoon, and I have a call to attend to later this evening. So hopefully today will be one of those pretty productive days.
The boy fell a sailor. No one saw but the waves. But they'll never tell her.
We're gonna go for another run. Absolutely slow. This is one of those runs which honestly felt really easy. Felt like I was not pushing myself at all, and these are the runs I should probably do more often to kind of build up my aerobic base. I ran an average heart rate of 140, which is great, honestly. So what if I ran at like a 920 pace? At least I managed to keep my heart rate at bay. This is another thing which is going to be in the work in progress for quite a while. Happy Friday. We're along Orchard Road. I came down here to do a quick little jog. We might go and get dinner after this. I was planning to go to Orchard Central to get yoji, but it's already 5:40. So I might not have time for that, but we'll see. I'm just gonna probably jog down to Orchard Central, back here, and then back down there, and then I'll end off there. We're gonna be doing a very short run. I'm gonna be running less than 5 kilometers, so I'll probably do about 2 or 3. I don't know how far is it from here down to like Orchard Central. I think it's 1 or 2 kilometers, so I have to run further up and then back, like I said. We'll run at a pretty slow pace, preferably a zone 2 again.
I've been alone for a long time. Give me a star or a nightlight.
It feels so weird to be running along Orchard Road, I swear. Oh, Yochi is just literally right there. I've not even ran 1 kilometer and I passed Yochi already. Might have to run back and then run back here. And as I was saying, it feels so weird to run here because this is not typically a spot where people would run at. I saw one person running. But other than that, most people are here to shop. Or I mean, there were a few people cycling. But it's interesting to run here though. Bro, I ran back to Takashimaya, then I ran back to Orchard Central. I'm only at like 2.46 kilometers now. We're gonna try to run until we hit 3 kilometers. Probably head a bit down south to Dhoby Ghaut. Not to Dhoby Ghaut, like towards the direction.
Alone on a train ride. Send me a word on the street side.
And we're done. exactly 3 kilometers. We managed to keep to the pace for the most part. Majority of the run was done at the zone 2 pace, which I'm glad. This is definitely an improved effort. I'm glad we did that slow. It's really comfortable. Just cruising down the streets of Orchard Road. I need to find like a better running route over here. If not, I'll just end up running up and down, up and down. Now I'm gonna go get some frozen yogurt from Yoji. Maybe I've been craving it for the longest time. I only went when they opened. That was the only time I went. I might go and get coffee from Luckin instead. That's a cheaper option. I got an iced velvet latte from Luckin instead. The queue at Yoji was snaking long. It's crazy. They have been open for I think almost 6 months and the queue is still insane. I feel like the queue is worse now than when it first opened. I think they're running some sort of discount today. They have some partnership with Far East. I want to redeem the voucher, but like it's insane. The queue is insane. This is cheaper too. I wouldn't say this is exactly very good. Luckin is not known to be very good, but the prices are reasonable. I got this for like $3. So I can't really complain. I'm the kind of person who can drink like 2 cups of coffee without experiencing any side effects. And most my stomach will hurt after that. But like, I can deal with it. I drank 1 cup of coffee. It's my second one today. I think it's a bit too sweet. Should have indicated that I wanted no sugar. Okay, I just got home. I had dinner at Shake Shack. That Shake Shack was so packed. That Shake Shack needs to be bigger given its location. By the way, Shake Shack is always so expensive. Food in general in Singapore is so expensive. That double beef burger with no toppings costed me like $11.90. On top of that, I had to pay like an extra $5 for fries because they don't do sets at Shake Shack. Crazy. I sound like an old person. Don't mind me, but it's true that food in Singapore is crazy expensive nowadays. I think all over the world too. But especially so at a lot of these more upmarket chain restaurants. So I guess it's my fault for dining there. I should have added lettuce because lettuce is free, tomatoes are free. I hate tomatoes, but I should have added lettuce. I forgot. Normally I'd add lettuce because given that I already paid $11, I might as well add toppings. And the only toppings I actually like or kind of am okay with is lettuce.